Hi everyone, this is Dan over at 2257snap, and this short tutorial video is going to walk you through the process of creating an individual model record. This will be different than the content records. The model records have to do with holding an individual performer's personal information and photo ID. The content records have to do with linking that information to specific photo shoots and video shoots and performance material. So the first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to log into my account. And you'll notice when you first log into 2257snap for the first time that you'll have a test record in here, which if you click on it shows you all kinds of basic information. So the first thing that I encourage people to do when they start working with 2257snap records is to create and enter all of the individual model records into the system that they have. And so you'll want to have available to you all the photo IDs, the scans of the photo IDs at the time, and all that information ready to go. So it's a pretty simple process. If you have not first watched the overview video, which explains the general layout of the 2257snap application, I highly recommend you go back and watch it, just so that you kind of understand what everything means before watching anything else. But I'll assume you've already seen it by now. So let's go ahead. The first thing we're going to do is create a new model, and we'll click the green button here in the lower left corner, Create New Model. We'll define their gender, and I'll type in Jane Doe for this individual. Click on the calendar and give her a birthday, December 1st, 86. Hit Create this record, and we get a confirmation. The next thing that we want to do, very important, is to add the photo ID. So we click that button, and the next thing we'll want to do is hit the Select ID button. And this will bring up a navigation dialog. I'm currently using a Mac, but this application works identically on PCs. So you'll want to go and navigate to where this individual's scan of their ID is. It's worth noting that JPEG is the preferable format for these photo IDs. The system does not take PDF files for photo IDs, so do not try to upload them because they won't be visible. JPEGs will work great. So I've selected this one, and the next step is for me to actually click the Upload ID button, and that actually sends it into our system. And you can see that you can actually see it now. The next step is to choose the ID type: passport, driver's license, military, etc. In this case, driver's license. The ID number, expiration date, the country, and the state, California in this case. And when that information is in, you'll want to hit the Save Photo ID button. If you do not hit that button, this part of this record will not have been saved. So it's important, and that's why the buttons are color-coded green, so it's very important. So if we hit that button, we get a confirmation that that information is now saved. The next step is to add the stage names, and these are the aliases that these performers have appeared under that you are aware of. You're not responsible for future aliases or other aliases that you simply aren't aware of, but just put in as many as that you are aware of for this individual. In this case, it could be Honey, Bunny, Mo Money. And when you have those in, the green Save Stage Names button needs to be pressed, and that'll confirm that those were saved. And the last part of this is to add URLs. So if we click on that, we're given a field here where we can copy and paste from a word processing program, or we can type manually the list of URLs that this individual appears at anywhere under your control. In other words, you need to list all the URLs that you personally control that this person's image appears on and can be found. You're not responsible for past you or other URLs beyond your control, but the ones that you do control, you need to list here to the best of your ability. And it's really important. This list could be short. It could be a very long list if you've got a large site. And I know that there can be some questions as to how to handle it if you have pages that are dynamically created. And I can address that if you want to email me as to what I'm seeing. I am not a lawyer. I can't give you any advice on that, but I can at least report what I'm seeing other people do, and so forth. So fill out this list to the best of your ability. Once it's done, go ahead and click the Save URLs button down below, and that's locked in. Now this individual's record is created, so fully created. So you can hit the Home button now, and you'll see that Jane Doe appears in the list. If you click on her name, you get her personal information, the photo ID, the URLs where she appears, and the stage names. You can expand by the ID window by clicking the plus sign, get a better look, and the minus sign will collapse it. Now if we go to Stage Names tab, you'll see a list of all the stage names in our database, and if I click on one, it'll produce a list of all the individuals that perform under that stage name. And if I click on a name, I get all the same information: photo ID, URLs, personal info. If I go to the All URLs tab, it lists all the URLs that are in my database. And so if I click on one, it tells me a list of all the people that appear on this URL. I can then click a name and I get all the same information again: personal info, driver's license, photo ID, alias. And this is really important because the requirements mandate that all these records be cross-referenced in this way so that they can be checked any particular way. During an inspection, they may come in with only a URL and they want to see the names of everyone at that URL. They may only have a stage name, and so they need to be able to look up this information from any direction. And fortunately, the 2257 Snap application goes ahead and does all the cross-referencing automatically for you. So it's pretty simple. It's also worth noting when it comes to the IDs that they need to be legible and clear. They need to be a clear scan or a clear photo where all the pertinent information can be viewed. So a photo taken 20 feet away that can't be read is not going to pass muster. So make sure that the IDs that you upload are legible. They cannot be redacted. In other words, you can't have black lines through the address or name or anything like that. They have to be completely and fully legible. Very important. Other than that, it's pretty simple. I would recommend that you do this the first thing and just begin to upload all of your individual performers. And then if you're working with live performers, every time that you do a new content shoot, the first thing you want to do is enter their information in here. A future tutorial will go into the details about how to create content records and then tie these individual personal records to that content. The next tutorial will simply show you how to go ahead and edit this model information in case you made a mistake or in case you need to update it in some way. So go ahead and take a look for that, and I will see you then. Thanks.